Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome. Just going to wait for a few people to join us. Now we shall get started. Please like and share. I know I'm starting half an hour early, but I feel really sleepy now. So I thought I would just come in now and then round up. Obviously, it's Friday and it's been a very busy one for me. So, guys, please like and share as you come in. And if you can hear me, please do let me know in the comment section. And happy Friday to everybody. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? Happy Friday. I'm just gonna wait for a few more minutes and I'm just gonna get started. Please like and share. If you can hear me, like and share. Like and share and then give people a few more minutes to join us. Like and share, like and share. And I hope you guys come in with all of your thinking caps because this video or this show is more or less like obviously we're going to be discussing mostly it's going to involve women. Okay, it's going to involve women. I'm sure you can tell from the title. The question is when should women really walk away? I'm just going to try and pop an image on the screen so I can see what I'm pretty much talking about. So um like and share, guys. Like and share. If you can hear me, guys, please do let me know. Do let me know if you can hear me. Like and share, everybody. So like I said, guys, when should women really walk away? That's a question that is up for discussion. That is a question for discussion, guys, and I'm sure you all know when I talk about obviously when should women walk away, there's a lot of things that could make a woman walk away from a relationship. It could be a relationship, it could be a marriage, it could be a lot of things, but then for the woman to, hello Biba, welcome, how are you, my beautiful sister, how are you, happy Friday. So this topic that we're talking about today, it came as a result of a current saga, or I won't call it a saga, a current story about a certain YouTuber who came out to, hello Abby. It's centered around the story of a certain YouTuber. I'm sure each and every one of you watching me will probably know the person. I don't want to name names, and it's not really going to be centered around the person. And the person in question, I watched all of our videos. I watched all, and I've just kind of like derived what we're going to be talking about mainly from videos and the things she mentioned. So, like I said, women could leave a relationship for a very variety of reasons, but then when should a woman really walk away? So marriage, and obviously marriage takes a lot of work. Welcome everybody, please like and share. Marriage takes a lot of work, but what actually happens when the work in the marriage feels one-sided? And when we're talking about one-sided, like obviously it could either be the man that is providing all the one-sidedness and the woman is not providing the other side. It could be vice versa. So what happens when the work that takes marriage, or when the work that makes marriage work, is one-sided? So today, just going to be taking a dive deep into, though it's a very, very tough but necessary conversation. Like I said, I watched that particular lady's video and it was from part 1 till 9. I did not bring myself to watch the part 10 for obvious reasons. And in as much as I've been tempted to chip in, I've just thought what I did in the past, and right now I've gone past that stage of how I did in the past. So I just want to derive based on what we've said. The real Chama, welcome, my baby sister. How are you? Guys, like and share. So hence why we're going to be talking. So based on the story she shared, part 1 to 10, part 1 to 9, I deduced partners transferring STD, sexually transmitted disease, to the other. You know, obviously they talk of a broke man who is cheating, you know, multiple babies to obviously a woman in a marriage. You know the marriage is not working, and you keep on having more babies. Like you came out, you're saying, oh, um, this husband of yours has allegedly, giving you STIs multiple, about three, four, five times. If we both treated each other, blah blah blah, because apparently the man stepped out in your marriage a few times, according to the story. So is that enough for a woman to leave? The husband gave her STD to the extent that they lost a child. They lost a child due to some certain kind of STIs that she had that was still in her system. And also, is that enough for a woman to leave? Yes. Also, a man who is broke and cheating, like men, if you are a man in the house, why are you broke and you are cheating? Make it make sense. Because at the end of the day, the woman that is going to open places for you outside, you want to buy lunch? Won't you pay for hotel that you're going to carry the woman to go and knock? Won't you pour water on the floor? Won't you pour cold water on the floor for the woman to step on? Like Yoruba people will say, domicile, domitutu sile, confess. I can't remember that adage, but it's in my head. You will have to do some sort of thing that will actually make that other woman to follow you to the extent that both of you are now kedewine, except if na olosho or ashawo the man carry. But yeah, help me make it make sense that a man is broke, not able to provide for his family, and then you have the pocket, you have the money in your pocket, you have the chest, you have the audacity to cheat. And also, women also, we've seen stories like that, women whereby their marriage is not working, or there's some conflict or whatsoever in the marriage, and they feel like, oh, let's have more babies. They think that if they have another baby, it's going to keep the man, or it's going to ensure the man is not looking elsewhere. Come, babies grow. Okay, babies do grow. So you, if you like, have 20 babies. If the man wants to keep cheating, he's going to keep cheating. If the man doesn't want to provide for you financially, he will not provide for you financially. But if you think that having plenty babies is going to keep the man, I'm afraid it's not going to keep the marriage. Okay. And also the talk of men being lazy in a marriage. And I've seen multiple in diaspora. I've seen, yeah, daddies, men who are dependent on the power on the powerful money of the government, knowing fully well that their wives or their partners are getting some sort of benefit from the government. Some of these African men capitalizes on these benefits, and what most of them fail to understand is the fact that whatever it is that your government give in terms of benefits or to support, if both of you are working full time, your income is being put together. Whatever the government supports you on is based on your income joint. So if one of you is working full time and one of you is working part time, both income is going to be joined together, and then the government has some sort of calculator. If you are a family with 5 children, the government will tell you that this is the amount you're supposed to be living on every month with your family. So if you are earning a certain salary, you might find out that you're not getting as much because they are taking into consideration the salary both of you are bringing home. And hence why I don't blame some African parents as well, especially some women. They'll say they don't want to work. The husband alone should be working, which means that there's only one person bringing an income. And even in regards to that, you will find that as a one income household, you will struggle because it's only one person that is bringing in an income. How wonderful will it be if both of you are actually, bringing in income? You'll be able to you'll be able to achieve all targets, you'll be able to achieve all goals. But in a situation whereby it's just one person that is bringing in the income, you both struggle. You both struggle. So with all of these things, I hope you can see from the image there, when actually is it that a woman can actually walk away? So we're going to be touching on obviously red flags that a marriage may no longer be healthy. And I'm sure you guys will know, like, let's say for example, to the best of my own knowledge, I would say a red flag would be a man who is encouraging you to have multiple babies. I'm citing this because I'm in the diaspora, I'm in the UK, and we all know if you have plenty of children and you end up not working, the government will support you. The government will pay you child benefits. They will pay you child tax credits under the old system. If you're on the new system, they will pay you universal credits. And like I said, if you are both a couple and you're not working, at some point they will expect either of you to start working, especially when your last child starts school. So you often see some African women who end up having babies every year. There's a lady I know, within the pace of 4 years, she's had 4 babies. I don't know how she does it. I know her. We used to work in the care home before together. She recently moved to my area, and the first time I met her, she did not. I mean, she was yet to get married, and then I moved home, and then she was living in my area. Like I said, in the pace of 4 years, she has 4 children, and I saw her yesterday. She's pregnant again. I mean, advanced stage of pregnancy. So that would be her fifth child in about 5 years. So in this kind of situation, the red flags are there, and I know when we love someone, we often ignore the red flags. We often ignore the red flags. And again, like I said, having multiple babies, when you can clearly see either as the man or the woman that the marriage is not working. Like I said, somebody infected you, like a man infected you, your husband infected you 5 times with an STI, and you still went ahead to keep having more babies. Like, guys, let me know. Maybe I'm the one thinking that, oh, STI is nothing. Like I said, a lot of women have different deal breakers. Some women will stay with a cheating man or vice versa. But some men, I don't think I've ever come an African man who stood with a woman who cheated on him. I don't think I've ever seen such. What is the deal breaker here? 5 STIs and multiple STIs to go. Would you stay? Remember, STI could lead to HIV/AIDS. Hello, Steph, the please welcome. Please like and share, guys. STI could lead to six diseases that you cannot heal, diseases that you always forever take medication for. So when can a woman actually, or when should a woman walk away from a failing marriage? And in my own opinion, I feel that it's the women that often tries to make the marriage work. Because for men, when a man checks out, that man has checked out. Okay, women will be the one. Obviously, I think it's the way we've been raised up by our African parents. When your man does anything, be praying for the man. Be praying for the man. Be praying that God should change the man. Be praying for the man. Be praying for God to change the man. And in my own opinion, one of the other things that I know is this: like, how can a man be broke and is cheating? That money that you're going to use to go spend on that woman outside, why can't you just provide it for your family? Because at the end of the day, this story of this lady that I heard is based on the fact that it's part of lack of financial contribution as well. So, like, your cucumber, they do kirewa to the bomb up picking, but you don't have the energy to go secure a better job for your family. So, when should a woman actually walk away from a failing marriage? Also, I'm going to be talking about, obviously, emotional, financial, mental science. It's time to reconsider, staying. And like I said, marriage is not a bed of roses. Some people's marriages, you don't know what they go through every day that is putting them together. Whatever is holding a certain marriage together could be the breaking point of a certain marriage. And like I said, when it comes to you demand that some men will work and they don't ever give the woman the money. You see them go to the shop and buy food and buy all of these things. But what is the essence of the woman you have at home if you can't actually give the woman the money to go buy the food, shop for food, but you actually go to the shop to go buy the food? Is that a red sign or something? Guys, let me know in the comment section if that's a if that's a red flag. Obviously, we always hear all the time that marriage is meant to be a partnership. It should be full of love. There should be respect. Yes, respect that you earned, not respect that in some African marriages the man often wants to force the respect. Hello, Cindy Manuel, welcome. And marriage should be growth. And I remember Abby often saying that, come, if the marriage is not worth it, if I'm not getting anything from the marriage, what is the essence of the marriage? Because marriage should make you better. Marriage should change your post for good. Marriage should make you should make you a better, like, it should place you in a better place from where you're coming from. But if you're actually in a marriage whereby the marriage is dragging you back, even dragging you worse than what you were before you get married, then is it enough for you to leave? Like I said, marriage is meant to be partnership full of love, respect, and growth. But sometimes it becomes a place of loneliness, conflict, or even emotional harm. So how do you know when enough is enough? In this story of our YouTuber that I heard, did she actually find out when enough was enough? Because for her, like I said, when I went through the series of her videos, there were talks of when she was in a maybe listed of her pregnancy, she was bleeding, and her alleged husband left her there bleeding. There was time where they had disagreement about naming the baby. A lot of things happened in there, and I would just imagine in my head, would I have walked away sooner than that? But I'll leave that opinion to myself. I'll leave that thought to myself. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. So, and I'm sure most women know the signs that their marriage may no longer be serving them, but they often stay. They often stay. So let me know. Like I said, you guys know my stance here when it comes to financial, I mean, physical abuse. You guys know for me, if I see a sign of that, it's like, no, pack bags. There's no need staying. However, I know some families or some marriages, they always, both of them could be gbasgbos, could be giving each other gbasgbos, but then of what use is a marriage that both of you are gbasgbos into each other? Because one day, one gbasgbos will happen that one of you will fall and you will not be able to stand up again. Does he have to actually reach that? Hello, thank godly, welcome. Does he actually have to reach that? For me, now, me saying this is not me saying that, oh, it should be the same for everybody. My own is this: physical abuse is a no-no. Financial abuse is a no-no. In fact, all forms of abuse is a no-no for me. Okay, is a no-no. This is me. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about me. So, is all of these things that I've spoken about enough for me to walk away? Yes, it is. For me, it is enough for me to walk away. I don't know about you. Let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section, guys. Like I said, guys, I'm just going to run through this and then I'll leave the link in the comment section for those of you who might want to share a few experiences, advice, and stuff like that. So, and I know they often say that nowadays, people are always like, oh, you're encouraging divorce, you're encouraging divorce. It's not. I mean, obviously, would you rather you buy in a marriage? Like, okay, like I said, there was a video I saw a few months ago of a man who has been married for 23 years, and the first time, hello, sister Natu, welcome, my beautiful sister. And the first time he stepped out of his marriage, he stepped out. A few months later, he contacted HIV. He contacted HIV. And when I was listening to that, I wish I saved that video then. And the first time that when he found out, luckily the woman obviously still needs to keep testing to be sure that she's not been infected. Yes, no matter with the fact that they love each other, they don't do anything behind each other's back. The woman left him. The woman left him. His wife of 23 years, whom he had 3 children with, left him. Do you have to wait till then? What if the wife got infected? What if the wife got infected? So, guys, leave your thoughts and opinion based on what we have discussed so far. Like I see, I left that image on the screen there so you guys know what topic we are discussing. So, we're just going around. Like I said, is your partner, either the man or the woman, is if either of you giving each other STIs or STDs, enough for a woman to walk away? Is it enough to walk away? Also, as a man, you are broke and you are cheating. Make it make sense. You have a wife at home, 3 children, maybe 4 if one did not pass away. Yes, they lost a child from as a result of the STIs. And what is it with men? Obviously, you don't have money, and you know that that's one of the reasons why you have issues in your marriage. You don't have money, but you have money to go and be carrying Olosho, to go and be carrying girls. Like that money, can you not just put it together and give it to your wife? You know, and yes, like I said, I don't think there's any explanation to describe what a failing marriage is, because it could look a failing marriage could come in different shades. It could be emotional distance, it could be constant conflict that no matter how people enter on a matter, they can never resolve that conflict for you. It could be lack of respect. And for me, I'm a traditional woman, and I believe that a man, because you are the head, and for you to maintain that head, you must provide for your family. And for as long as you are lacking in that responsibility, you're not going to get the respect, because at the end of the day, hey, Banky's Corner, welcome, long time no see, welcome. I see you guys. Please like and share. Like I said, I'm a traditional woman, and I believe that a man should provide 100% for the family. But in a situation whereby you are not doing it, and you've in a way you've turned the wife to the breadwinner, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you any respect. I'm going to lose all respect for you. Only if you start to carry out your responsibility will then I start to see if maybe I need to change my mind about this man. But if you're not changing and you've actually made the woman to carry the responsibility, I'm sorry, you're not going to get the respect. But then I know in African homes, as African, we've been trained, especially the women that come. If your husband has no money now, that it is all right for you to support. Yes, I agree with you supporting, but support temporarily. Hello, baby sugar. Support temporarily. If you do it for too long, then I'm sorry, you'll not be able to step away from that responsibility, because that man will now sit down and not want to contribute. And that man will now go about and say, hey, Shebi, since I'm your husband now, since I'm not doing anything, you two, you can support me now. Yeah, you can support, but not for the long term. It should only be temporary till he gets back on his feet again. But if you're supporting, you don't enter a year, don't enter 2 5 years, and the man is still not forthcoming, or more, that man will never forthcoming. You carry that responsibility as the breadwinner, even though you are a woman. So, guys, let me know what you think about that. Like I said, also, we all know what failing marriage is. And yes, I am not promoting divorce, because like I said, a lot of things could degenerate to an extent whereby some relationships could have to go their separate ways. Some will try out separation, and while they try out separation, they are trying to work to come back together based on the things they are having constant conflict about. And some people will go on and have counseling. Some people will go on and say, you know what, we have irreconcilable differences, and they may never get back together. I mean, there's a doctor on this YouTube that I find. His name is Dr. Akpoki. He's still married to his wife, but they don't live together. I like, that's why I'm always glued. I'm always glued to that about Dr. Akpoki's page, his YouTube channel. The man is doing great. His wife is doing great. Do you think an African man in this age, an African man would live separately from his wife because obviously maybe they bicker all the time, maybe because they don't agree when they live together, but when they are apart, they strive. Do you think any marriage in today's world will actually work that way, guys? Let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. Do you think in this time and age that yes, you want to make you can see that your marriage is failing, and you notice that when you are both together, you don't seem to get along right. Things don't always seem to work out, like argument here and there every day. Do you think that in today's world a man will be happy to live apart? They're still married though, but they're just just living separately, because they realize that they have strengths when they are separate. But yes, they still do everything as husband and wife. It's just that they're just not living together. Let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section, because that is what I believe Dr. Apoki did. His wife will still come. And I was watching a video, his interview on Honest Bunch. Baba said, you see the Kewa. Yeah, you see the knack. Anytime you want knack, you go call him wife, and wife will come do the wifely duties. Guys, let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. Please like and share. I'm going to drop the link into the comment section in case there's anybody who wants to chip in one or two things. So we are taking calls in between. Emmanuel said, let's not make this discuss loop side, except these advices are for women alone. Emmanuel, I guess you just came back in, and from the image on the screen, I asked a question: how can you be a man? You are broke and you are cheating. So if you have an answer to that, put it here. Don't just jump in middle of the conversation. Like I said, if you're just joining, maybe I will advise you to rewind the video back, go watch and listen, because I wouldn't like any distractions here. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to drop the link in the comment section, and if there's anybody who has views based on what we're discussing so far, I'll take your calls and we'll move on from there. So when we're talking about obviously signs that obviously a marriage is not working, or when a woman might decide to leave, there are times whereby even emotional and psychological signs, constant unhappiness in a marriage, loneliness inside marriage. Is it enough for a woman to walk away? And also, I'm directing this question at men as well, because men and women go through a lot in marriages. Nowadays, it's the women that come out the more to come and share what they're going through in their marriages. Men don't often come out. And yes, me, I am team encouraging men. If your wife is using your eyes to see woto, in your marriage, come out and talk about it. Because if you're not talking about it, how do you want some women to take a leave, or to take a point out of whatever you think that your wife is doing, and you think might be better if your wife stops doing that? So this segment is not just for women alone. It's mainly for husband and wife, because at the end of the day, marriage is not one-sided. It takes two. It takes two to be in a marriage. So all of the signs, obviously, signs that maybe could be this sign be enough for either the man or the woman. Like for me, I'm coming to the aspect of the woman. Is that enough for a woman to leave, or is it enough for a man to leave? Like, the emotional and psychological signs, constant unhappiness. They said you live this life once, so why do you want to stay in a relationship where you are constantly not happy? Loneliness inside marriage, you are living like a single woman when the man is there, or you're living like a single man when the woman is there. And like I said, it takes one person in a marriage, one person cannot keep pouring, because if that one person that is pouring runs dry, what's going to happen? Both of you will crumble. And yes, I see that marriage crumbling. In a marriage, both of you needs to be pouring. So in the case of this sister now that shared 9 series on her channel, from the angle she's come across in terms of the story she shared, I don't know if those stories, I don't know if what she shared are lies. I don't know if they are the truth. I'm just going by what she shared in her videos and what I've been able to perceive. It come across as if she is the only one who was pouring. Based on what obviously watching her video, it seems as if she was the only one pouring. Yes, like I said, if it's one person, either is the only man, is the man only that is pouring. If one person is pouring in a marriage, that person who is pouring will run dry. And if that person runs dry, what's going to happen? Eventually, you guys will move away. Mary Sugar said more like separation. Sister Natu said Mr. Nato said, no, I can't live apart because for short period, yes, but long term. Obviously, our advice, I would recommend maybe for short term till they are able to settle their differences. And like I said, some people, when they are going through short phases, they will, they will seek counseling. They will have people with knowledge of marriage, to speak to both parties to try and ensure that they are able to resolve their conflict for them and then try and bring them back. But Sister Nato, Dr. Apoki now. I don't know for how long Dr. Apoki has been practicing that in his marriage, but he said it on his Honest Point podcast that it's working for him, that he has good health. He's still a knack. If he wants to knack his wife, his wife is there for him to knack. So, yeah, let's move on. Obviously, emotional neglect, gaslighting, or lack of support. These are signs and emotional signs, emotional and psychological signs that, could make somebody want to walk out of their marriages. And all of these signs, do you think that there's a way to overcome these signs and make you keep your marriage? Now, this is a question I'm throwing out to everybody there. It's not for just men or women alone. Also, loss of identity or even feeling invisible. You might be in a marriage and the man not even see your side. You might be in a marriage and the woman is not even regarding you. What then? Do you just stay for the sake of marriage or do you just stay because you don't want what will people say? What will people say? Is that the kind of would you rather stay in such marriage? And like I said, if you're in a marriage or if you're in a relationship whereby you're not always happy, you're lonely in the marriage, there's emotional neglect, there's gaslighting, there's no support whatsoever. You feel like you've lost your own identity. You know, these are signs. I think if you notice in your relationship, in my own opinion, it could be a sign that anybody, either the man or the woman, could leave. But now let's talk about all these things I've said in terms of this our sister that shared her story. So if you found out that the man you've been with for how many years of your life that you've been married to is the man infecting you with 5 STDs enough for you to walk away, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. More, me, I will not wait for 5. I will not wait for 5. I'm sorry. Sister Nati said, I'm not against those it works for. I'm just saying it won't work for me. Exactly. I mean, we all have different, yeah. So I definitely understand. Banky said narcissist tendencies too. Absolutely. So from the screen now, I did say there are 5 STDs. Is 5 STDs enough for a woman to walk away? Like I said, for me, I will not even, if I find the confirmation of 1, that is me. I'm packing my bags and I'm leaving because HIV is real. You might think that it is just an STD. And you all know, I've noticed that when it comes to women, obviously from listening to that lady's story, it seems that when they go back to get multiple treatments back and forth, it might not necessarily be that this man has actually gone to cheat with multiple women. It might just be that him, it might maybe just step, maybe he's only just step out once and he got treated, and the treatment worked for him. But the woman, some treatments are quite aggressive. When you treat them, they don't just leave your body that way, especially if you're a woman who is obviously in a childbearing stage. Where a lot of hormones goes on in a woman's body when they are pregnant and all of that. It might be that those infections are not just, yeah, you think you've gotten the clear, but it's just still lurking somewhere behind in your body because obviously you're of childbearing age. Women, a lot of things happen. Women menstruate, women ovulate, women do all of these things. So it might just be that maybe that infection is just not clearing automatically. So exactly, bank is so exactly Biba, one is enough. One is enough. There's no need to stay for 5. Like, why the hell are you staying for 5? Why the hell are you staying for 5? For me, one is enough. Because that one, it could stay in your body for a very long time. It could stay in your body for a very long time. Like I said, Banky just said now STD know they leave woman body quickly. Yes, STDs don't leave the woman's body quickly because, like I said, it's the women that menstruate, it's the women that ovulate, it's the women that have VJJ discharges and all of that. And if it's a woman who is not keeping their hygiene, their feminine hygiene seriously, it's going to lock for a longer period in your body. So what if this man is actually not gone out with multiple women? Maybe it's just one time that he stepped out, but because it's actually caught something and infected you with it, obviously because as a woman, infection stays in your body for a very long time. It means that you might get it all clear that you've gotten treatment and then it's coming back again. And also, it also made sense that it could be maybe multiple women, or it might be that maybe allegedly is going back to the same woman because according to the story, she was treated in the UK. Should we now say that Oyinbo people no sabi treat STDs anymore? Should we now say that whoever treated her was not given her the appropriate treatment? So, guys, let me know. Even with all of that being said, is STDs enough for a woman to walk away? And like I said, I'm not here advocating divorce. Okay, we all have our different deal or whatever breaking points. Like Biba said there, one is enough, and as for me, one is enough. One STD is enough for me to pack my bags and leave, because that one time is in one time. It might not be it might be an HIV, HIV and STD as well. That one time might be HIV. It might not be gonorrhea. It might not be syphilis. It might not be all of these things. It might be the almighty HIV. So, hello, Abe Crystal. Well done. How are you? So, guys, let me know in the comment section. Would you pack your bags, or is STD enough for you to walk away? Peace, thank you so much, Bankies. And also, let's go on to the aspect of men who are broke and they are cheating. Like, guys, please, guys, help me make it make sense in the comment section. How is it possible? How is it possible? Hello, Uncle Beno, my big uncle, welcome, sir. How is it possible that a man is broke and cheating? Because, like I said, from this our anti-YouTuber story, it was clear that lack of financial support from the man. It was clear from our story that the man was not supporting financially. And there was a time I did a video where obviously she came out to solicit for funds, and there was a time she was like, obviously the man. I think I did a video where I reacted saying that the man is selecting the kind of job he wants to do. That is, obviously he was a lawyer in Nigeria, but then if you're in the UK, I know a family here. I've known them for my last daughter is 13 years old. I've known them for over 14 years. One of them, this man is a practicing lawyer. He has a firm till tomorrow in Nigeria. But like I said, I've known them for 14 years, and I want to believe that they've been in the UK or in Scotland longer than that before I met them. And they have all 4 boys. And I remember speaking to the wife, and she said to me that the kind of visa they have, I think they came on the highly skilled visa, which means that they had no recourse to public funds. So while they were going to school, all their kids were going to school. Obviously, primary school education is free in the UK, and I believe secondary school is free as well. It's when they get to university, they have to start paying school fees. And even at that, when they anytime school meals, their kids could not eat school meals because they have to pay for it. And this woman was telling me that she has 2 jobs, and their dad, the man, has 3 jobs. So he's not able to practice in the UK as a lawyer because apparently you need to go do some certain courses. It might take a few years. So I've seen him done community safety officer job. I've seen him done like security jobs. They do all the security CCTV training. He does security in the supermarket. And the third job he does is like doing all this charity stuff. Even till today, he's still doing it. So now we can imagine having 4 boys, 4 children in the UK that you are training through university. I would imagine their oldest son should be out of university. Their oldest and their second should be out of university now, because my kids and their children attended the same secondary school and they were quite ahead for my kids. So you can imagine. So I don't know if they were able to renew visas or not. But then I was just so gobsmacked at how well they've done well for themselves, even not being able to practice as a lawyer in the UK. The wife doing multiple jobs, husband doing multiple jobs. We have 4 sons, and they are home. They are home. They are homeowner in the UK, in Scotland. Here, they are just like 15 minutes away from me. They are homeowner. They have their own property businesses here in Scotland. And I'm looking at them like, okay, this is a man who could not practice in the UK as a lawyer, but then he's done well for himself. So how can your husband say he's a lawyer in Nigeria and he's a select job? You can't say because you have a certain visa, you don't want to come and start practicing law in the UK. It's not possible. And also me, like I said here, when I came into the UK, I had a degree, I had a diploma in law, but then I did not even think I can. In fact, when I started my nursing training, I did not even think I could even study nursing because I felt like, oh, because I was not born in the UK, I will not be able to train as a nurse. Even till tomorrow, I'm still saying to most of my friends that come, if I knew I could train as a nurse in the UK, rather than me going to university the first time to go study information technology, I would have gone to study nursing or even medicine because those were the two things I wanted to do. I did not think that I could study nursing. Instead, I went to study IT. Yes, I've got a degree, BSc honors in information technology. I've never done any job with that certification. The first job I found was in London. Was it with HP Hewlett? But then I was like, all of my children, they were all below the age of 10. There's no way I'm leaving Scotland to go work in London. So I ignored that job. Hence why I went back to study nursing. I wished I did nothing 8 years ago. I'll probably be the top of the band in nursing in Scotland now. So you can't say because you come from the UK, from wherever you come from in Nigeria, or maybe you are a PhD holder, and you now come into the UK, you now want to go and find a job as a UK holder. Like, uncle, you need to go and clean toilet. Oh. And don't get me wrong, some people applied and it works for them, but we cannot always have the same opportunities. So I remember watching saying that is looking for jobs, is a certain type of job he can do. So guys, please, Uncle Ben, now that you are here, say M5 UK people with school now 5 and 6. We know the joke because now qualification and skills now you will take and work experience. So now that we have men in the house, Uncle Beno, maybe you might be able to help us shed light in this. How is it possible that a man is broke and is still cheating when you have 3 children and a wife at home? How is it possible? And like I said, I did a video where I came out and said, come, how can you say you have that qualification, you are that learned, and you are here in the UK, you don't, I believe you're studying, but then you will take any job as long as the job pays your bill, as long as the job puts food on your table. I will not select any job. Me that I'm sitting down here, I have done kitchen work before. I was working in semiconductor. If you Google that company, it's in Scotland. It's not far from Govan. They do all these war machineries. That's where the semiconductor, I think that's what they're called, semiconductor in Scotland. They do everything. They manufacture every WAR weapons. They do it there. All these are military truck that they do. They manufacture it there. I'll work as an office cleaner there. I'll be picking paper. I'll be happy to see tissue paper on the floor because I need to complete my 4-hour shift. You can imagine the office is like 1,000 feet wide, and I'll be walking about for 4 hours, then go home afterwards. I've done a kitchen job before, kitchen porter. Have you ever worked in a kitchen where there's an industrial? I worked in Motorola. Was it Motorola they are called? I think it's Motorola in East Kilbride. I work there as a kitchen porter. Come and see massive industrial dishwasher. You wash dishes like this. You open that industrial dishwasher, the kind of heat that will steam your face. You'll be like, oh God, this thing from this dishwasher is going to cook me alive. I did that for 12 months. And then I left that job. I did cleaning job in a supermarket. I did that for 12 months. And then I left there. I went to, and then my proper job that I enjoyed was working as a customer service assistant with House of Fraser's, what's it called? Call center. I did that. Temporarily. It was a Christmas temp. So what type of job is that? That's number 4 different type of job. So if a woman can hustle and do that kind of job, what is stopping a man from doing such? Do you want to sit on the fact that you do masters or you do PhD? As long as that job puts food on your table, as long as that job puts food on your table and makes your wife happy, as long as that job pays your bill, life is a process. Exactly, life is a process. You just don't come in straight from the UK and say, oh, because you're a PhD holder from Nigeria, you want a PhD job. It's not going to work. Like I said, don't get me wrong, it works for other people, but then it can never be the same for everybody. It can never be the same for everybody. Because, like I said, just an example of those couple that I said, they still have their law firm functioning. I don't know. Maybe if I text it, if I put it in the comments section, you guys might be able to Google it and find them out. It's called Bibilari Chambers. They still have their chambers in Nigeria, but the man cannot practice as a lawyer in Scotland, even though he's been here. Like I said, when I met them, it was 13 years ago. I met them when I had my last daughter. He came home to baby dedicate my daughter, and I want to be that they've been in Scotland prior to me meeting them. He can't practice in the UK, but the man is German. Every time when I go to the weekend, when I go to city center over the weekend, I see him in his community officer uniform. You know, when I talk about community officer, they know when you're in city center, if there's any fracas going on, they investigate, and if they need to involve the police, they involve the police and stuff like that. That's what they do. He does multiple jobs. And I've even gone to him several times to, like, seek advice and stuff like that. When at times, because he's an elderly man, when at times when I'm not sure about some things, I often go, I text them, sir, I need to ask a few questions, and they often put me right. So you are now coming out saying that he doesn't want to do what kind of job. So tell me, how can you be freaking broke and you are cheating? Uncle Beno, are you in the house? Let us drop it in the comment section. Let me read your comments. Unannounced tire for school. Mara says selecting job in the abroad when you don't exactly, you can't though. You can't be selecting jobs as long as that job is going to pay you money. I will do. Me that I'm sitting down here, I was still so. If you look at the picture that I dropped on my community post earlier on, over the weekend there, I was sitting down making 15 of that cap because I have to supply people, and one of those cap goes for £15. Apart from my nursing job that I'm doing, my nursing job, I do YouTube, I sell candles, I do interpreting jobs. And then I sew cap, scrub cap for nurses and for doctors. I received a contract there to do 50 of those caps. I delivered 15 on Monday there, and I charged £15 for one. I charged £15 for those caps. Nobody taught me how to use the sewing machine. I learned myself. So some of these things you can even learn to do your own side hustle on the side. I learned to make candles. Nobody taught me to make candles. I bought materials and I learned to make candles, and I sell candles. In the first 2 years when I started, I make loads of money. And yes, you all know that candles in the UK in our season during winter now, I go start to make candle again because money go enter. People will burn candles during winter period. So you can't say because you are a certain profession in Nigeria, you now come here because you're not able to do that same job again. You're now being selective. No, because at the end of the day, that hunger go wire, especially if you have a lazy wife as well. That hunger go wire both of you. So, like I said, if anybody knows the answer to, you can't be, why are you broke? You're broke and you are cheating. Like, go carry the woman come your house where you share with your wife to come cheat now. So you'll have to either go to an hotel or you go to the Olosho's house that you want to go and knock. How are you meeting? And is the Olosho that cheap that the Olosho they give you free Jangrova to ride, and you're not giving the Olosho something? Make it make sense. Uncle Bello said broke and cheating. Unfortunately, that's a regular pattern. Now, wow. And you expect the woman at home to be happy with you? It's not going to work. Call it work. Mario said there is no ego in the abroad. Some people need to understand that. Absolutely. You know what? Yoruba people used to say, abroad ubo ashiri. That is being in the diaspora. It covers your secrets. And it's true. Being in diaspora covers your secret. Abroad ubo ashiri. Being in diaspora covers your secret because people in diaspora, people are back will think you have money. But yeah, because they don't know how you are living, they will not be able to decipher whether you have money or not. So we need to put it out there. Abby Crystal said he knows he can't practice in the UK. I think he intends to go back to Nigeria. I guess that was the breaking point of the marriage. But then also, obviously, like I said, he will have known it for a very long time. So if he knows he was not going to practice, and what's the essence? That's why I often say to people that if you want to jackpot, make sure you jackpot through the right channel. Make sure you apply to come to the UK through the right visa that will allow you progression. Nobody everybody won't come study. You will come here as a student visa. You come here on a student visa, be studying masters. Are you certain that masters, when you finish, you want to use that masters to work? Are you certain you want to use it to work? Okay, if you say education will be your thing, you just want to use that school thingy to enter, maybe allow the wife go to school instead. But then if you're not going to make use of it, there's so many types of visa that you can apply for. And I know, obviously, the type of student visa that people apply now, allow them bring their family. I think if you're not a PhD student or something, you can't bring your family. But these families, they've been in the UK long before the visa changes in the UK. So there was enough time for them to be able to, think on what to do. But then, like I said, the question is, if you're broke and you are cheating, I don't understand. Men in the house, help us understand, okay? Emmanuel said, not trying to make an excuse, but remember, joblessness can lead to psychological and emotional stress. But in this case of this couple, they had choice. He's just been selective. He's just been selected, and I understand you clearly, yes, because you might be like, no, there was a time when I applied for jobs. I always get, unfortunately, you have not been successful. That often makes me sad. Like, why am I not being successful? The first time I applied for a job, it was Tesco's. I never got through because I was like, oh, I love supermarket jobs. I never got through. You need to know how many applications. If I go through my old email, those unfortunate responses is still there. But the answer I always say that it depends on the kind of job. Start small. Like I said, now if you can't, if I was telling you the kind of jobs I've done from when I've been in this country. If anybody ever tells me that I'll be a nurse today, I would say it's a lie. Now I'm working towards becoming a band 6. Once I become a band 6, I'm going to go straight into the community so that I'll be able to work flexibly. Map my work and stuff for myself, because being where I am right now is not stressing me. In fact, I am not working on the ward. I'm not looking after 20 patients at the same time. Maximum 1 hour with one patient. And me, I went to go and do overtime today, 7 hours. Ask me how many patients I looked after today. Three patients. And maximum time I had each patient was 1 hour. Hello, Adama. Is it the same Dr. Adama? Welcome. How are you? It's been a long time. Work was on my neck. I told you guys I want to buy Range Rover this year, so I went to go and do overtime today. I went to go and do overtime. Welcome, everybody. I see you. Please like the live stream, please. So today, now I went to work. It was an overtime. I already did my 3 times 12-hour shift this week already, and they offered me overtime. I was like, okay. I already told you guys before that if there's any overtime, they will always come to me first. But I've limited how much overtime. So I went there today. The plan was me to start 11 o'clock and finish 8 o'clock. When I realized that we don't have a lot of patients coming out, I told them, come, can I leave at 6 o'clock? They said, since it's overtime, yeah, it's fine. When it was 5:15, they were like, oh, can I leave now at 5? They said, yeah, you can leave because, yeah, I know. And like I said, that was 6.5 hours of shift, and I only looked after 3 patients. And the maximum time I had one patient was 1 hour. So my job is not, I love my job. But you guys see what the kind of different stages of jobs I have done. I even did a job one time that I did that job for 6 months. They did not pay me salary because I was not able to get my clearance from the home office to show that I'm able to work. And I was telling them that, come, I can work. This is a letter from my lawyer. They did not pay me. Maybe tomorrow they'll pay me that salary. 6 months I worked, they did not pay me salary. If I start to the count, waiting my eyes don't see. On top of say, okay, you want to keep employment. I've done cleaning job. I've done cooking job. I've done a kitchen porter where you open industrial dishwasher like this. It's good. The kind of eats. I'm even surprised that I don't even have dark pigmentations on my face. Skin is still skinning. Some people that they will have dark patches on their cheekbones. I'm surprised I don't have so, because if you know the kind of eats that come from industrial dishwasher, or more. So, welcome everybody, Marital. I see you. Bank said it's called side also for a living, for a reason. Uncle Beno said broke and cheating abroad is that exactly is diabolical because hotel is not cheap. I've been at Airbnb, they carry the Olosho go. I don't understand. Abby said my trouble uncle and sister don't meet themselves. Hello guys, I see you. Welcome. Abak said, "Oh, le for toilet. What exactly? You don't want to care job. Go with the one shiash. You don't want pack shit. So what do you want to do? Like when you come abroad, you come to diaspora. If you want your wife, your woman to be able to maintain that respect for you, you will go to any length as long as you are not going to steal, as long as you are not defrauding people. But you go, like I said, guys. I always say to people that the works of my hand is enough to feed me. The works of my hand is enough to feed me. It might not be a lot, but I am not begging. It might not be a lot, but I'm still able to do other things. It might not be a lot, but I am contented. It's easy to look after 5 children for diaspora. It's easy to look at. I dropped a video on TikTok that come in this age, don't give birth to 5 children. And I'm advising you guys lovingly because I love you. Come and ask me. I've been to Costco twice this month and I've spent not less than £500 on food. Why? I have 5 children. Summer holiday, they were eating like trailer enter my house, come pack all my food. I've been to Costco twice in this month of August, and I've spent not less than £500. That's excluding topping up milk, bread, and stuff every other week. So please, in this modern age, if you are having children, don't have 5 children. Okay. So bros in the house, help us explain why men who are broke find it easy to cheat. Because the money that you are giving the Olosho outside, maybe if the man has given the money to his wife, the wife will not be out on the street, doing what she's doing. And I know Uncle Beno briefly touched on that story of that lady, and Uncle Beno was like, "No, there's nothing to talk about." So I wouldn't want to dive much into that as well. So it doesn't sound that cool. Because here on the street of YouTube, if you react to a certain story of anybody on the street, they will often compare to the fact that you don't like the person. So I don't want to dive into that. Guys, please like this live stream. So also, multiple babies to keep the marriage. So in the case of this our sister, she claimed that the uncle has infected her 5 times with STDs. There's been obviously where he's gaslighted her, obviously when issues are going on. Maybe it was the way she spoke, maybe it was not the way, a lot of so those videos are no longer on our channel now. So I'm afraid in fact, I won't even be playing anything. But then man was infecting you multiple times and you were still having more babies with him. So the third pregnancy, according to her story, she fell pregnant, obviously when they were in the midst of this cheating or not cheating. And he infected her and they lost the baby. And then you still went ahead to the fourth baby. Like, why do women think that having multiple babies with a man? And from what she was saying, it came across to me as if the man already checked out. Like I said, I don't know this person behind camera. It's only what I saw on the street of YouTube. But from what I've heard from the other, obviously, a few videos shared what the husband said, and from the story she shared herself, it seems the man already checked out. Because how can your wife be bleeding on the floor and you're not even like on the floor, like, babe, what's going on? Should I call ambulance? Why are you not doing all of that? Now your wife, now you not Kambele, now you see give her disease. She's on the floor bleeding. Why are you not, So all of that, it's like I don't understand. And yeah, women still do it nowadays. If they see there's any cracks in their marriage, they start having more babies. Like, the more babies is not going to keep the marriage. It's not. Why do women think that, oh, I'm going to keep having baby? Because at the end of the day, babies grow. Babies grow. So when the baby now grow now, and the matter start again, will you fall pregnant again? Women learn to like have children that you can cater for. If the man decides to mess up and not forthcoming in terms of financial aspects, have children that you know that if you are looking after them single-handedly, even though the man is there, you will not be skint. You will not be fighting every day. There's a reason why I always emphasize that women should have something that is bringing money for them. And there are some men that, yes, they have money, but they vow never to give their money to their wives. I've seen stories on TikTok. If such a man will see them, they will go to the supermarket to go and do shopping. But for them to give their money to their wife to go and do the free shopping, they won't. So having multiple babies is not going to keep the marriage. It's not going to keep the marriage. So, like I said, guys, with all of these things that I've said, when do you actually think a woman should walk away? I don't know, maybe a few of you might have watched the story of that lady I'm talking about. And a few of you, I think, why if you're on Uncle Beno's channel, she played a couple of our videos as well. I'm like I said, none of our videos are, though some of them are on TikTok, but I'm intentionally not going to play any of our videos on this show tonight. So with all of our said so far, guys, the link is in the comment section. Let's take a couple of calls. Let's hear your views, and then we'll move along. So Adama said, Abby with the sweetest. I think this is Dr. Dr. Adama. Abby, am I correct? Abby with the sweetest voice. Long time I said it was serious. Life was life, and I have to stay on social media to figure myself out. All right, okay. Abby said, I don't know if it's the same Abby sister Adama that we know. So Abe said the cheating aspect is not new in their marriage. Oh wow, really? He cheated back in Nigeria. Wow. But my question is, why exposing her to infections? He doesn't even care for his own life. See, that's why I've always said that, you know what? I don't know how men finds it easy to go and do kerewa outside and they do it without wearing protection. Because if you actually love that woman, you wouldn't even be out there looking after another woman. Talk, let's say they carry another woman enter bedroom, and now you now carry the woman enter bedroom. You did not think to wear rubber idabobo. You did not think to even wear rubber idabobo. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like if you really care about that woman, you wouldn't. If you really actually care and love that woman, you wouldn't want to expose her to anything that you know could cause danger to her life. And then you will do that, and you expect, oh, mommy, I no go respect you. I'm sorry. You do that, I find out. The one time I found out, I'm sorry, I will not respect you. Obviously, people were like, "Oh, it's because it's a long distance relationship, blah blah blah." I don't know, I if that's true, that it was because it was a long distance. Even at that, with long distance relationship, make you go do soapy instead. For you to go and be looking after another, to look after, go follow another woman when you correctly have a wife whom you know is hustling somewhere for you. You now think the only way to pay her back, or pay her for being able to hustle for both of you, is to, carry another woman. You go and do kidewa, wear rubber, you come meet time. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. I don't understand. Um all right, okay. Emmanuel said husband's joblessness definitely is gonna bruise his ego. So my result to cheating for validation. Uncle Bello said children no send parent message, oh, they eat like you weigh them. Uncle Bello, come and ask me. Especially if you have boys. Me, I have two boys. Come on, in fact, let me not talk. The children, they don't send me. And now Christmas is around the corner. They're already planning their, like, they just went back to school now. The most expensive I spent on a school trainer was £120. Because it's like every summer, every year when they go back to school, different design of trainers come out. And it's that different trainer that all of them want to wear when they go back to school. It's that different trainer that just came out that all of them want to wear. Cheapest of school shoe that I bought was £120. And then somebody, I was told them to go and buy, to go and shop for bags. There was a Nike one. They look similar, but my pikin talk saying that one will be, say that £35 she want. I say, but that one that is 1999. She said no. It's that one that is £35 that she wants. Yeah, children don't send you, because at the end of the day, if you're not able to provide for these kids, what are you inputting into their lives? It's not me that I'm speaking here now. I believe that I'm in the best position to tell you what you would see if you have multiple children with a one income, like in a one income household. Like these people now only one person they carry money come. Even though there's been subsequent videos claiming that whatever she came out to share is not right. But I'm not here to blame. I'm not here to discuss that. All I'm here to discuss is that, one, as a man, you cannot be broke and be cheating. When you have a wife who is looking up to you to provide financially, who is looking up to you that, okay, I've done my part now, you also, like I said, marriage is a collaboration, partnership. Marriage is a partnership. And I think there was I don't know, maybe it was Uncle Beno's post I was watching, where there was like, do you believe marriage should be 50-50? Me, I don't believe marriage should be 50. Marriage should be 100-0. The 0 will be from me, 100 will be from the man. That is my own mantra. If it's not going to happen that way, then make everybody be on their own lane. Make everybody be on their own lane. Children don't send anybody, because at the end of the day, they did not ask to be born. And why is a man? How can you be in diaspora and you are lazy? Before they grew, now you telling me clothes, football? Do you know how much we pay for my son here? Football every month, football training every month. I am not even calculating buying football boots. And this my son that I have is the kind of child that likes to show off. He's the kind of boy. When I took him and his sister to go and shop for his school uniform 2 weeks ago, I was tired because I did not eat breakfast before I left home that morning. So I was like, okay, guys, I want to go and buy. There's this Chinese there's this noodle restaurant within the complex that we went to shop, and I told them to go and get lunch as well. So them getting lunch, that's their lunch. Me eating, that was my first meal. So I gave them my other bank card to go buy lunch. My thought was that they were going to go to because there's a McDonald's stand, there's a Subway. Like, if any of you have ever been in Scotland, there's a supermarket we have in Brayhead shopping mall. Is massive. All the shops are in there. Like, there's nothing you go there that you won't find. It's really, really massive. So I was like, okay, I thought they were going to go to McDonald's. So me, I already ordered the noodles. I ordered noodles for £7 something. I was already sitting down, and then my phone gave me a notification, £23.50. I was like, what did these children buy for lunch for £23? And I asked them, they came to my table. I was like, guys, what did you buy for lunch? They came with these huge boxes. My two children went to Popeyes. Is it Popeye or Popeye? How do they call them? They spent £23.50 on lunch, both of them. Guys, if you see the sharp way I take collect my bank card from both of them, I said I no blame una. Now because I carry una come shop, that's why I think say na fit go spend £23.50 for lunch. And what's in the box? Chips, cup of coke, burger, whatever. £23. So practically both of them spent like £12.50 or £13 for lunch, just because I carry them go shop for school. Guys, please like this live stream. So please, if you're in a marriage whereby you think you know, or all the signs of that I've mentioned earlier on, you can see that it's happening in your marriages. Stop popping out more babies, because at the end of the day, you the woman, now you go take your head, carry everything, because like I said, it's easy for man to check out easily than women. And yes, in the diaspora, the men will leave the woman, the children for you. They'll put all of them on your chest. So don't go and have multiple. Have children that you can afford. Me now, I'm thankful to God. All of our children now, Baba they there, both of them with the hustle them together. They are the stage whereby I can categorically say, okay, now let them fend for themselves. And the time when I was having my children, time have changed. The last time I had my child, my youngest child is 13 years old. My last child I gave birth to her 13 years ago. Nobody see where we talk 13 years ago, we talk today. When it comes to bills, responsibilities, all of this stuff. Time is changing. The way things were 30 years ago is not the way it is today. And you see somebody having 5 babies within 5 years. More than learn, more than learn. Manuel said more babies for a husband that already checked out is attributed to psychological problems, Stockholm syndrome. This person, I don't think it's called Stockholm syndrome. I'm sorry, I don't think so. Okay, Adama, I'm sorry, because there's a certain Adama that we know, so I thought she was the one. Okay, this is a long time. I think I recognize the Monye. It's the Monye I recognize. I'm not sure if we had another Adama. It's the other Dr. Adama that I remember. Anyway, my brief is it's good to see you back again. Welcome. Guys, please like this live stream. The links in the comment section. Oh. If not, I'll be rounding up in about 5 minutes, guys. Abby said, Adama, you will find them. It's because it's been a while. She's been here. I think I recognize the last name, Monye. That name looks familiar. I've seen that name a few times. I think she just added the Adama on it. Anyway, Toby Tribe, welcome. Toby Tribe said, I guess she has gotten to a breaking point. She has paid off some of the loans, but they incurred, but remaining £8,000. Anyone willing to help? I am Toby. Please don't come advertise here on my channel. Me, I am against begging on social media, and I don't want anybody to bring her begging to my page. Please. Toby, you will not tell me that you do not know. This is not the first time she's coming out to do that. So I am not advocating. Please, anybody, please don't put message in the comment section to see people to go and support her. Don't put that on my page, please. I'm not here to advocate for anybody to go and support her. Please. I'm respectfully, please. I'm not disrespectful. Don't put that here. You definitely be fine. Please, Mona, don't find me. I don't get money for lawyer. Mona, don't find me. Now the Obi said is going back to Nigeria. I guess she'll be needing a lot of help. Well, I've been in the UK for 20 years plus, and I'm sure you guys know my story here. When I came into this country, my oldest daughter was 9 months old, and I was pregnant with the second one. So I've practically gone on to have 4 children in this country with no help from any family. A video is dropping tomorrow, tomorrow or on Saturday, about something that happened recently in my life. And I shared that when that incident happened, I realized that I am a loner. I do not have anybody that, God forbid, if I have to run to somebody's house tomorrow, whose house do I run to? So me saying that, I'm practically saying that me and my husband, we have raised our 5 children without any family, without any friends' help, without anybody babysitting our children. We made it work. And I don't get too head. My husband don't get too head. Like I said, I don't have any of my family. When I was raising my children, none of my families were in the UK. When I had my daughter, my mom came to the UK 13 years ago. That was when I had my last daughter. And it was a great help. After then, no, in fact, no. Who is babysitting my children for me? Who? So me and my husband, we did that by ourselves. It was only 4 years ago that my brother came to London. He came to the UK, and we are far away. Me, I'm in Scotland. He's in London. He has his own family too. So now, for where anybody, in fact, I can't even babysit anybody's child. So both of them, it takes 2 to tango. If she's agreeing for the man to go to Nigeria, she's the one who's had this baby, so she's going to have to take up her responsibilities herself. A lot of help. You know how many people they need help for London? They suck it up. They suck it up. That's why I'm saying that when you're having children, have the amount of children you can cater for. She knows this problem that's been going on in their relationship, and then she keeps having more babies. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Abby, you're laughing. 100%, 100 stroke, zero. Zero from me, 100% from the man. Because like I said, I'm a traditional woman. Now, so my part take. In my parents' marriage, my dad provided 100%. My mom was a full-time housewife. She had her own supermarket. She was into catering business, which means that she was not entirely a full-time housewife. Like I said, my mom has done catering jobs out of Lagos, Ogun State. Like she traveled wide of Nigeria with her colleagues, attending parties, doing catering jobs. So I won't technically say she was 100% housewife, full housewife. She was contributing in her own way. She would go for all this catering food, and then they will come back with lots of food, like dried food, dry beans. They'll come back with lots of food. So those food were part of her own contribution as well. And then she hires out. So if there's any big parties, she will, if you need cutleries, dishes, she hires dishes. That was when all these crack plates, all these flat crack plates, that was when they came into existence. That they know my mom hires them out. Dishes, cutleries, pots, all these cooking utensils that you can use to cater for large parties. My mom hires those things out. And when we're living in Shangisha, then there's no party that is going on in Magodo. They hire all this stuff from my mom. So I wouldn't say my mom was a 100% full housewife. So, but my own, no, my own is 100% zero. The zero from me, 100% from the man in terms of providing. Shikena, anything short of that, make everybody stay on their own. Let's move on. And Banky said, but why is she the the loan was to serve a purpose that both of them ventured into. So why should the loan be paid by one person? Why should the loan be paid by one person? That's just a question from everybody's mouth as well. So bankers, I'm asking the same question. Abio, you will refund me that £23. They spent my £23 on Popeyes, and they were now trying to bribe me. Hey, mom, do you want the chips? I'm like, no. So they know they've misused that. Now they are not going anywhere with me anymore. If they want to order anything now, I will order online for them. I'm not taking them anywhere. I'm reading your comments, guys, and we're rounding up soon. Toby's replying back saying that I think a job is more stable. I think she's doing more than one job. Well, obviously with the kids, like I said now, it's going to be quite hard for her. I don't know the ages of her children. So if she goes back to work now, she's going to need childcare. I believe she will need childcare for the last two children. And childcare is not laughing at anybody. I know my colleagues at work who have babies who are of still younger ages. So a few days in a week, their parents will babysit for them. But at times when they tell me how much they're paying in terms of childcare or more, I thank myself that I'm not giving back to children in this era. And I'm thankful that during the time that my children were much younger, me and my husband, there was a way we work it out. He was doing security jobs then. He would do nights and I would do days. And I've told you guys I was working at Sainsbury's then. And when I was doing my call center job, I was doing day. And at times I would do late evenings, which means I would start at 2 o'clock and I'll finish at 8 o'clock. So that way, there was this auntie that I met. At times when she's going shopping, she would bring her two daughters to me. And when I'm doing my late shifts, I'll take my kids to her. We're living in the same building. We're just like one floor apart. That was how we did it for a few weeks. And when that job ended, it was a 6-month or 9-month contract. When the call center job ended, I found my job at Sainsbury's. So Sainsbury's was very, very perfect for me. I start at 8 o'clock in the morning. I finish at 2, which gives me enough time to go collect all of my children from school and nursery. So the way I was able to do my last daughter then, all of her hours, I accumulated it that she only goes, no, I did it as she goes like 3 days a week. So they were able to add up all the hours. So she goes 3 days a week instead of Monday to Friday. So the days that she's not going, my husband has worked it out that day he will not be working. He will not work so that he can stay at home with her. And as soon as I bring the other children home from school closes at 3 o'clock. I get home about 3:30, and then any work is starting because he does night, so he's got enough time to sleep, and that's it. So that was how we were able to do it up until all my kids went to school. So if she's now paying loan now, both of them, the loan was to serve a purpose that benefited both of them. So if he's now going to leave, me, I will not allow him to leave. I'm just saying, he will not leave. This basically, we enter them together, we must pay together. So I will not allow him to leave. Because what is the essence of all the hustling she's done for you? Pay school fees and all of this. And then you now went to school finish when you should now go and get a job and start providing. You now want to leave her with 4 children and go to Nigeria. How is that done? How is that done? Doesn't make sense. I'm just saying, oh, I'm just saying. Madama said, I think they are not compatible at all. Oh, why did you say that? They have been separated before, and the main issue then was cheating on the man's part. When the trust was broken, the relationship shouldn't have continued. That's why I said for me that was why I said that no, how many STDs will you take? Maybe cheating was not a break deal for her, or was not a deal breaker for her. Hence why she stayed. The way our African parents would say, kò sóhun tuntun mọ́ lábẹ́ ọ̀run, kò sóhun tuntun lábẹ́ ọ̀run. That is, there's nothing new under the world. That if your husband is cheating, that it's not new. But if the wife cheats, it's a new thing under the sun, right? So maybe cheating is not a deal breaker for her, but may God help her. Abby's replying, Emmanuel. Abby said, I agree that Stockholm syndrome is the reason women keep having babies with men that don't like them. Unfortunately, but true, they start to struggle with the idea of losing the man and often find ways to where she should be always find ways to keep her man. She should be lucky that it was not HIV, because if it was HIV, nobody can't think where she come out to talk now, she'll be talking. Nobody think where she talk now, she will talk. My husband's calling me, guys. I'm gonna mute you guys for a second. My hubby is calling me. Hello guys, sorry about that. My husband was calling. So just like I was saying, like if he now wants to leave, me, I would not allow him to leave, because that loan was for a purpose to serve both of you. Not just to pay your fees. And yes, he did come to the public source, but for me, I'm taking it. If you're doing it for somebody, like I did it once on my page, okay, and that's what I did. So I'm team. Do not come online to solicit for funds. Okay, I'm team that, and nothing's going to change my stance on that. But yes, that's all I'm going to say in regards to that. So, like I said, in this age, if that STD that she finds out happens to be HIV, will she have continued having more babies? Will she have attempted to have the third child or the fourth one? Women at times we should learn, like, all the signs are there. All the signs are there. Sign whereby somebody, because at the end of the day, if someone does that cheating for the first time, the trust is gone. And when the trust is gone, I don't know how that relationship will work. Oh. I mean, I'm in my own opinion, if I lose trust in somebody, I will forever keep doubting that person. That's just me. But like I said, may God help them. Emmanuel said the whole context of the story will not be complete without exactly, and obviously, in my own opinion, I don't think there was any need for chapters 1 to 9. Chapter 1 is enough, because you now have children, and social media does not forget those videos that she did now. Yes, they are no longer on her channel, but some people have downloaded them. So what would you say in that regard? And yes, children are growing. We might think that your children are quite young now, that they won't see. They will Google one day as well, or they will be on YouTube one day and YouTube will recommend the video. What would you now say, that you came out social media to trash their dad? So for me, I am team. I wouldn't expect the husband to come out here to say anything. But if he does, who am I to tell them what to do? Oh yeah, I'll be refunded though. I want that £23 refunded. The children are quite young. I don't know the ages of the children, but like I said, when me and my husband were bringing up our kids, for me, I've told you guys how I ended up with extra 2 babies. I was happy with the 3 I had. I already had 2 girls and a boy. I was happy with the 3. My last 2 babies were unplanned. I did not even know I was already pregnant with them. I did not know. So it was never my plan to have 5 children. Even when I felt pregnant for the first time, I could not even bring myself to tell my parents I was pregnant for the number 4. It was not until after I've given birth that I told my mom. It was my mom who told my dad. And I'm not going to share what my dad said to my mom here. Also, when I found out I was pregnant with the number 5, I did not know. It was my husband that told me that, come, woman, I think you're pregnant. I'm like, come, don't joke with me. And then I did test, found pregnant. The last 2, I did not plan to have 5 children, because I'm one of 5 myself. I did not, and I know what in my eye see as one of 5. I knew what I saw. So I never planned to have 5 children. You need to see me when I was at the clinic, when the woman was confirming my 4th pregnancy. I cried like as if like, who sent me business? I cried like who sent me business. I was happy with the three that I had, but yes, I know children are blessings. I was not actively wanting to have five children, but then I found I was pregnant, and I just felt like there's no way I'm going to do away with this pregnancy. I'm just going to have them, and to God be the glory. They are all grown now. Three are university, two are home. I can't complain. And yes, we did not depend on anybody. We worked because, like I said, it was me and my husband. We did not even know anybody. It was both of us. We're not depending on anybody. Even financially, we're not depending on anybody. We're not depending on anybody. 6 years before I got my indefinite leave to remain. 6 years, we were living on peanuts. And we're doing tertiary underneath. I should not use the word my mouth to talk. And yes, when we now got that permanent residency, we still was not depending on anybody. We were doing our childcare businesses between ourselves. Our work day, he works nights. And even when I was studying for my first degree, I was still working part-time. And still making sure that I was not putting my kids anywhere for anybody. Luckily, when I was at uni was paying for childcare for the kids. So that helped in a great way. That helped us in a great way. And when maybe it's during summer holidays, during other holidays, but I'm not at uni, we just do things between ourselves. It works at night, I do my day shift. And then I remember when I was working at St. I only do 16 hours a week. I do 2 days a week. After uni, I moved to 30 hours a week because yes, the kids are now going into school. So if you know you're not capable of looking after your children, please don't have plenty of children. That's my advice for you. And yes, if you're having plenty of children, if you think it's going to keep the man, it's not going to keep the man. Because yes, you knew the man, he cheated with a woman in Nigeria. He now joined you. You went ahead to have 2 more babies. 4. Like, what were you thinking? I'm sorry. I've heard you, Abby. I've heard you. Thank you so much, Bankies. Emmanuel said, can two work together except they agree? Exactly. Nothing is supposed to be insurmountable in a marriage. Absolutely, I agree with you. I agree with you. So him going back to Nigeria, living out with all of that debt, I believe that's selfish of the man, in my own opinion. Obviously, I've not heard from the husband's side. I've not heard, but men with knowledge like Uncle Beno, shout out to you. He said, there's something else that we are missing here. So I'm really not going to dive more into that. But like in my own opinion, that loan, it was to serve the purpose of both of us. So he's not going to leave. I will not allow him to leave me to pay that loan on my own. We have to work together to pay that loan. Either he stays back, get a job, and make sure the loan is being paid, or he looks for a way. Either he's going to go and borrow money with his own name and pay that loan so that it's no longer on the name in the name of the woman. But saying he's going back to Nigeria, but who am I to tell him not to go? That's my own take. Anyway, like I said, guys, if you're watching this video back again, based on what we've discussed here, when do women walk away? And you guys know I'm a die-hard advocate for say no to physical abuse, say no to DV, say no to DV. And yes, ABUSC comes in all forms. Okay, it comes in all forms. Learn to know when to walk away. Learn to know when to walk away. And I know some women would walk through these things and say, oh, I will give him time, it's going to change. I'll give him time, it's going to change. There's going to be a time where the woman will say, enough is enough. It's time for you to, let me be. And as a man, you don't want to push a woman to that extent. Or you used to have a wife who would talk, who would do something and will ask you like, oh babe, why did you do this now? Let's resolve it. Or an instance would happen, the wife is always like, okay, let's have a chat, always looking to seek resolution, but the man is not always available. Trust me, if you're that kind of man, you will push that woman to a stage whereby she will no longer talk. And when you push that woman to a stage whereby she no longer talks, man, you are done for. I'm telling you, you are done for. You don't want to push a woman to an extent whereby you will now start doing things that you know that normally when you do it, she will say something. Now you're now doing those things. She's not even paying heed to you. Or more, as a man, you experience that, you are done for. All right, Abby, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. You are done for. So like I said, it takes two to tango. It takes two to be in a marriage. A woman is not going to stay in the marriage on her own. And earlier on, I was talking about obviously identifying what a failed marriage is. A failed marriage is one where the relationship no longer provides emotional, mental, or even physical support. and instead it creates more pain. It's causing you pain, it's causing you stress, you're crying, you're disconnected from, you don't even know what it is to be happy anymore. You don't even know what it is to trust that person you claim to love anymore. You don't even know what it means to be in partnership with that bad person anymore. So if that's how you're feeling, man, your marriage or your relationship is failing. It's failing. you know there's emotional distance. You guys, you no longer show affection to one another. There's lack of intimacy and all of that. You no longer hold meaningful conversation. This is a sign that, guys, you both are done for. And if you're holding on to it because some pastor or some auntie or some baba is putting out omo, you're just holding, gapping at a war straw. How do they call that oyinbo? What's that called? What do they call that oyinbo? Because at the end of the day, a failing marriage isn't about one bad fight or a tough season. It's when the foundation of love, the foundation of trust and respect is so damaged that the relationship is now starting to drain you more than it should be building you. Your marriage should be building you, not draining you. If it's starting to drain you, well, in my own opinion, I would walk away. So, for those of you who are watching me back, let me know when you think it is a woman should walk away. Is it until the woman, or is it until the man infect you with HIV? Or you see that this man is a chronic broke man and is cheating? Or you decide that, okay, he has infected you with HIV, or he has infected you with multiple STDs. Oh, okay, you see that, oh, he's broke and he's cheating. Okay, I'm just going to keep having more babies. Maybe that will change him. Are you having that thought? That's a terrible thought to have, because, like I said, the babies will not keep a man. Babies will not keep a man, especially a man that, you know what? Because at the end of the day, make it make sense. As a man, you've raised a family. How do you expect your family to feed? How do you expect your family to live if you are not actively contributing into that relationship, contributing to make sure that your family is well catered for? Because at the end of the day, you want people to see your wife and people like, oh wow. You want people to see your children and you want people to say, oh wow. And then you, the man, you be a proud dad. But if you're not doing anything to put that satisfaction in your family, then why are you a man? Why are you a man? And I know, don't get me wrong, women, we get our own for body. I used to cite an example once. Yeah, I used to cite an example that when I was a newly wedded wife, if you put water in my mouth, see where you put that water, you will come back. If you come out in 5 days, you will still meet that water there. But now, I've been married for a very long time. My oldest is 21 years old, so we can calculate that. I got married at the age of 2021. So now, if I disagree with my husband, now, before my husband say one, I don't say 30. There'll be a time in a woman's life, in a relationship, that a woman who was not talking then will start talking. And then when you talk, is to talk to resolve things, talk to know, to try and get things sorted. But when you now talk and there's no improvement, you keep talking even in a respective manner, you still respect the man even with your talks, with your chat for resolution, and there's no change, then what can you do? Exactly, it's both ways, Emmanuel. I agree with you, it's both ways. So what can you do? What can you do? But I believe that it's the women that carry much of the emotion, because at the end of the day, if anything goes wrong, it's the woman that will clamor for their child. If now African man would not allow you carry their children. They will say, no, you're not taking my children with me. I mean, maybe it's pretty much everywhere. Even a woman would not want to leave their child with the man. So, like anywhere my children go, I go with them, or anywhere I go, my children go. It takes two to tango. Marriage is partnership, and if either of you has done something that now puts both of you in a place whereby you no longer trust each other, and resentment. Like I said, even a wife who has not been talking for a very long time, or a wife who often tries to speak to the man to resolve things, can no longer find her voice. Resentment is going to happen. Resentment is going to happen, and if that resentment comes on, I pray that one of you will not buy each other one day. So in my own opinion, when there's resentment and all of this starting to happen, maybe it's time to try out separation for a while. And while you separated, seek counseling, seek people who have knowledge of marriage, who have been married, who can both advise both of you. If it is the purpose, maybe the man is not working, or the woman is a wasteful spender. Always find a way to try and get that resolved. But then if you think that, okay, no matter what, we can't reconcile whatever is causing our issues, it's better both of you go. But then in this our sister's way, there's a lot of stuff going on, coming out to beg for money and all of these things. Is a whole lot. It's a whole lot. But with that being said, guys, my advice is, as a woman, ensure you have some sort of source of income. Don't, regardless of where you find yourself, either you're in diaspora, whether you're in Nigeria, whether you have children or not, please have a source of income so that you have something to fall back on. Okay, like I said, marriage is not all bed of roses. Marriage is sweet, but when things start to go wrong, you want to be in the situation whereby you can do some things without having placed your life on hold for a very long time. And yes, last advice: don't stop having multiple babies. Even if your marriage is working, except you are earning £200,000 per annum. If you are earning £200,000 per annum, consider at the end of the day, God, it's still not about the money. It's still being able to be available for those children, being able to share the love equally about those children. If it's like I said, it's not really about the money. Yes, it's good that the money is there, but then how do you devote your time, energy? I was speaking to someone a few days ago that come when my oldest daughter started university, I had enough time for her. I was able to take her out to go shop for all the things she wanted for going to, because she was schooling out of Glasgow, which meant that she was staying in university hall. So she rented a flat in a university hostel or something. So I had enough time to go shopping for stuff for her, everything she needed. I drove when she was moving on to campus. That I think that video is still on my channel. We drove with all of our stuff, help her take those stuff to her hostel. My second one, she's schooling from home. She goes to uni from home because she's schooling in Glasgow as well. So at least that one, she's not moving. That's why I didn't have to do much. But then with her, I was back and forth with her. Her induction date at uni, when the kind of lectures are happening. I was back and forth with her. So with my third one now, starting uni as well, second year uni, I've not been able to do a lot with him, but I was asking him like, guy, like, Mr. Man, when is your induction? Have you received your welcome letter yet? Like, I am asking because unlike the other two, I was physically going to their school with them. I drove down with the dad, we're doing all of that. But with my son now, obviously because I'm working full time, I work 3 days a week, 3 long 12-hour shifts. Anytime I'm off, either I'm here on YouTube or I'm on my bed. So it's being able to apportion enough time for each child that matters. Because at the end of the day, you make all this money, but when this children needs you the most, you're not there. So what's the essence of the money? Anyway, guys, this is where I'm going to drop the mic. Thanks so much to each and every one of you who have been here. If you have the chance and you're watching this video back, feel free to leave your thoughts and opinion. And yes, everything that I've said here, it's not because I want to come and drag anybody. It's not because I want to come and shade the person. I'm just leaving my thoughts and opinion because at the end of the day, you drop anything on the street of YouTube, anybody and everybody will make use of the information and dissect it the other way. So the purpose of this video is to be educative, like speak out. Okay, speak out. But for me, in a situation like this, in terms of this lady now, this is not the first time she's come out here to solicit for fund. According to stories that we've seen on social media, it's been multiple times. And me that I said I want to buy Range Rover this year, I think I'm going to go and open a GoFundMe as well. You guys should come and give me money on GoFundMe. I want to buy a Range Rover. I want to buy a Range Rover. Anyway, guys, let us show empathy. Let us give enough ears to our other half. I know it's easier said than done, especially when there's something on ground that you are dragging. Let us give each other enough chance to listen to one another, to be able to express ourselves and then find resolution, because at the end of the day, you don't want a conflict that's going to be lingering for a very long time that will now lead to whatever it is that we are discussing here today. I hope each and every one of us have been able to learn one or two things from all the things I've shared here. And yeah, like I said, if you're watching back, feel free to drop your thoughts and opinion as always. And if you've watched till now, you've not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you've not yet done so, turn on your post notifications, share this video, and thank you to each and everybody who have been here today, the new faces, the long timers that remember to come back again. I see you all. Thank you so much. And I think we have a live stream tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I'm not sure yet, but if you have your bell notification turned on, you will receive notification, and every time we come online or anytime I drop a video. Thank you guys, and I will see you guys later, and have an amazing weekend wherever you are. All right, bye for now, guys. I'll see you later.